Yes, the Daily Mail says that trainee doctors are told not to quiz patients on transgender status. I don't think this means working out any of the original statistics. Like, I don't think this is going to end up with a biologically born woman having a vasectomy. If that was your worry, okay, that is your worry, but don't worry about that.
So am I still going to be able to get, like, examined properly? Am I going to get the old, 50 years old, now I go in and get my little test?
Not necessarily by a doctor.
I know
a guy.
Which test are we talking about in 59? Which one have I missed? Where the disco ball comes down and the music starts?
Whoa.
That one?
Is that when your whole life changes?
That's when it changes.
So now it's 3/4 of UK medical schools have signed this charter, which promotes trainee medics respecting and affirming the patient's status on transgender. Which actually means don't question it, which falls into this trap of presuming that someone asking a question is always the same thing. Now, if someone asking a question is a trained medical person, it's very different to someone online using some rhetorical question to throw hate. They're different.
Have you been following me on Twitter?
I can't help it. The algorithm throws it at me. But we shouldn't mix them up, because doctors asking questions, that's how stuff works in medicine. Asking about stuff, getting more information is not the same as, oh, I bet you think this, which is online hate. They shouldn't mix them up. There's a huge difference between that trainee doctor...
Or online hate, a.k.a. people fighting for women's rights, but whatever. But I know what you're saying.
No, but I'm trying to say the reason the argument to be said for, you shouldn't ask questions, would be, because you might be trying to convert someone, which someone online might be. But you are absolutely safe if a medical trained professional is asking a question to ascertain greater information. You don't want to stop doctors asking questions, because that's also how things are found out, by asking questions. Plus side, no chance of seeing a doctor these days anyway, so maybe don't worry about it.
OK, that's the
Is that a plus side?
What about you, Scott?
Well, when I see in these articles LGBTQ stuff, I realize that is apparently a community within which I belong. But I really hate that they're scripting doctors on how to behave with patients. Because like you said, it's a really intimate, particular relationship you have with your doctor, and I don't want my doctor ever to feel like, I can't ask that, or I have to promote that, or I have to support you in this way. I want them to honestly tell me what's going on with me. And, this leads to, I think this is going to just be terrible. I mean, when I was a kid, speaking to my doctor was really great. I trusted him, and I thought that he understood who I was and what I was getting at. And now to think that I would go to a doctor if I were a teenager and I was having problems, and that doctor would feel limited in what they could ask me. It ruins the whole relationship. It doesn't make any sense to me at all.
But I think also there's, maybe this is what you're about to talk about, Steve, but there's additional dangers, arguably, that if you can't question people's status, when they say they're trans, certainly with children, there's evidence now that I believe there's a lot of their possible underlying features. Autism is meant to be a big...
Or they must be gay.
And also being gay. And so just to go down this affirmative route action, and I think someone from Transgender Trend, Jane Galloway, said that this is... has accused the medical schools of falling into a trap.
That wasn't what I was going to say. I was going to do
I want you to talk about what I'm saying.
I'll come back to that after. I was going to do
then you say what you say.
A really glib comment about the fact that it's doctors and dentists who've signed up for this, and my dentist don't go anywhere near down there. Maybe she's doing it wrong.
I wish I hadn't actually mentioned my comment now, because yours was so much better.
It sticks to the back.
But what do you think about this? Do you think that this is the medical schools being slightly conned?
I think that was kind of my original point, that they're whether it's the doctors falling into the trap, it probably is, falling into the trap of allowing doctors to be considered the same as people who be controlling or bringing hate or trying to do conversion therapy. You can separate them out, as I think we've all agreed, doctors need to be able to ask questions.
Yeah, and doctors want to heal people.
Yeah.
Is a big thing.